All right, Coach, state championship week as you get prepared to face Roncalli for the second time this season on Saturday. What are some of the things you work on and fine-tune? I mean, imagine you've got pretty much everything installed at this point in the season. I imagine it's just a case of sharpening things up and game planning a little bit for what Roncalli does.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a big focus on ourselves and, learning what we've learned over especially the last couple of weeks in those big games. Trying to fine-tune some things, obviously going back to week one and looking at some of that, although they're a much better team in all three facets, as I believe we are as well. So, I was talking to the coach down there. We had our day down there on Monday, and, he made a great comment. He said, our guys, it's the fifth quarter, I said, well, I hope we get a field goal in the fifth quarter to tie this thing up. So we're looking forward to it. But, learn along the way. You got to have a lot of fun this week and embrace it and be thankful. We're very, very blessed, and the guys, feel that way. We'll go down there tomorrow for practice, and we're looking forward to that. So.
When you take a look at the offensive growth since that week one, where have you seen this group grow as a unit? Defense was solid at the beginning, special teams solid at the beginning, but offense has really kind of ratcheted up its game. Seems like week to week even in the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, that's you hit on the head. I think week by week they continue to get better, and I think everybody has kind of seen, especially in the last, we'll just say postseason, especially, the growth and maturity of Henry Jordan, and he's our leader out there now. He's command of the huddle, and Coach Russell, Coach Fabini, offensive coaches have done an outstanding job kind of bringing it all together. It's very complimentary. We talk a little bit about balance, but what's working, that's what you go with, this time of year. So, but the, passing game's there, short and long. I think, getting Henry involved in the run game a little bit adds a little bit to what we're able to do there. And, at the end of the day, I think, a lot of the credit goes to our offensive line, those five guys. And we talked about that early on. You don't make it this far without a great offensive line, and they've been doing a spectacular job.
Every time you've taken this Dwenger program down to state, you went to quadruple overtime, Coach. It's one way to look at it. Yeah. What can you what can you draw? Hey, man, you won. You won. Really one of the great games in state finals history. But what can you take away? Because these guys weren't part of that team. They were middle schoolers watching older brothers and things like that play. What can you use and draw upon that experience to use this time around about maybe what it takes without not only in the game but in the week leading up to?
Well, it's great you mentioned that. So one young man is actually one of our captains, Houston Ellinger, was the ball boy that day. So he, his perspective is really interesting. Long game, and but the experience down there. We talk a lot about hydration. We talk about a lot of the little things. That's the beauty of going down there tomorrow. Just kind of taking the awe away a little bit and kind of getting them familiar with things. But it's a different game. The nervous system gets kicked in, and there's a lot of excitement, and so little things matter. These games are going to come down to who executes in those moments that are, highest pressured, and those kinds of things. And that's why we've preached the process so much. The big games, the big opponents, the bright lights, and these guys have been locked in, especially the last 5 weeks. And so, I'm anxious to see how it all shakes out.
The final question, obviously, we talked about your offense improving. Roncalli's offense is improving. They're averaging 33 points a game with just that 3-point game at the beginning. So what have you seen from them that concerns you? And what are some of those things that this vaunted Dwenger defense has to do well against the areas that they've improved at since you saw them last?
Yeah, it's triple option, and they I was talking to Coach about it down there, and they found a different dive back or a new dive back, or found a guy there. I don't know if it's due to injury or what, but he's doing well. Obviously, their quarterback is their guy, and they run the triple option well, and what that translates, and in play action, and some trickery and things like that. So it translates to discipline, right, and assignment and alignment football. And when they try to out-gap us and things, and they shift and do some things, we got to make sure that we're locked in, and we know where the football is going, and then fly to the football. So the great thing about that is our schedule and the SAC and our sectional and the opponents that we've played. We feel like we've seen a lot of these things. We just got to be right. It's assignment and alignment time, and so that's what it'll come down to.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.